Back now on GMA with our cover story. And a new study says advanced breast cancer is on the rise in the U.S. in women under age 40, especially among Black women. So we're taking a look at one young woman's battle against breast cancer and what she's doing to support other women. When 29-year-old Amanda Quick felt a lump in her armpit in 2021, she took it in stride.
I didn't think much of it. I was like, okay, I'm probably tired just from work.
But the lump grew, and by the end of the month, she had a diagnosis: metastatic breast cancer, where cancer had spread to other parts of her body.
Obviously, something no one expects, but it wasn't even something that was on my radar.
Amanda is part of an alarming trend. A new study tracking nearly 80 million women in the U.S. found the greatest increase in advanced breast cancer was seen in women ages 20 to 39, hitting women of color the hardest. Rates were 55% higher among Black women when compared to white women. But metastatic disease is not necessarily a death sentence, with many doctors looking at it as a chronic disease to be managed.
Research is really picking up, so it is exciting to see, what's going to be around in 5-10 years. I shaved my head about a week ago when my hair started falling out.
Amanda says she's found purpose in supporting other women impacted by breast cancer, in part by sharing her journey on social media.
I think it's so important to find the communities that lift you up.
So important. Here to tell us more about this new study is Dr. Lisa Newman, chief of the section of breast surgery at New York Presbyterian and Weill Cornell Medicine. Thank you so much for being here, Dr. Newman. We were just talking. You've been doing this for nearly 30 years. You have seen in your own practice some of the findings from this new study. What are the key takeaways from this study?
Well, for context, we have to emphasize the fact that because of advances in screening and treatment, we've made tremendous progress in reducing breast cancer death rates. However, we still have a long way to go in conquering breast cancer. Now, as this particular study shows, by looking at the patterns of breast cancer in the United States over the past 2 decades, we unfortunately are seeing steady increases in metastatic breast cancer among American women. And metastatic breast cancer is where the disease has already started causing damage to other organs through spread to liver, lungs, bones. This is relevant because although contemporary treatments for breast cancer are effective in the high majority of women,
you have to catch it early.
They are unfortunately less effective for metastatic disease.
So what do we need to know?
Yeah, well, as this study also demonstrates, there are important disparities in the burden of metastatic breast cancer. This study demonstrated disproportionately rising rates of metastatic disease in women younger than age 40. And for Black women, metastatic breast cancer is 55% more common compared to white American women.
And of course, we see those racial disparities all across the healthcare sector. But from this study, then, what are some things that younger women need to know? Because right now, the mammograms, we should start getting around 40, unless someone close to you has had breast cancer, then 10 years younger. But this study says maybe we should be doing it younger, right?
Exactly. This study demonstrating rising rates of metastatic burden in the women who are not necessarily getting screened, women younger than ages of 40. This indicates that maybe we should relook at those guidelines. Maybe we do need to be offering mammograms to women younger than 40. And we also need better technology to identify breast cancers in young women, because unfortunately mammograms are more difficult to interpret in very young women.
Especially, we have to think about the dense breast tissue and all of these things. And there are little things that we could know about how to lower your rate of breast cancer, like things like breastfeeding. Any other quick tips, because we're almost out of time?
Yeah. Women need to be aware of changes in their breasts. Mammograms aren't perfect. If you develop a new lump in the breast, lump in the underarm area, bloody nipple discharge, changes in the skin appearance of the breast, those problems can be caused by benign issues, but you do need to seek medical attention if you develop them, especially if you're young and you're not necessarily getting mammographic screening. Know your family history. You might need genetic testing. You might need to start mammograms at even younger ages, or you might need enhanced screening with MRIs, breast ultrasounds. Women do have ways of protecting themselves against breast cancer with screening and lifestyle.
Yes.
Avoiding obesity, staying active, exercising regularly, following a healthy, balanced diet, minimizing alcohol intake.
Thank you so much. There's so much to get into, but I appreciate you, Dr. Newman, for being here to help us.